This is my answer to in what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms of conventions of real media products? The first convention of documentary would be the use of cinema verite, being the truthfulness and the verisimilitude of the shots on footage to be used. We've within this documentary chosen to subvert this. We've altered some of our shots through the use of manipulation of sound or the footage, like to create more of a deeper or more mellow tone. We've done this for a purpose, though. We decided to use a reflexive mode of documentary, so we were more of a opinionated point. We had a direct point of view on the matter, so we made it. So we decided that it'd be best to make the footage reflect our decisions, and that's why the cinema verite was not chosen to be the best course of direction throughout the piece. Another point of area would be the option of either indirect mode of address or direct mode of address. Within the documentary, the decision was to use the indirect mode of address to create, despite the lack of cinema verite without throughout the piece, to create more of a truthful aspect, a more realistic point of view, whereas the interviewees don't realise, like, it's almost to create a meaning they don't know they're being interviewed. It's a more naturalistic approach to the interview. And other conventions would be the micro and macro elements. So, for example, the sound and the editing. We use them to create mood, particularly within the early scenes when it progressed to be a negative area for Bournemouth history. And this was done by darkening the shots to create use that clarity to create darker tone, and the sound. We crafted some of the sound to lower the tone again. Also we used editing again to superimpose certain things onto irrelevant items to create a meaning. So the motif of the Bournemouth badge was massively dramatised because it was implemented several times throughout the piece. We had several narrative theory we implemented. Although it wasn't documentary, we kind of used the narrative, Todor's narrative theory, and this was shown through the positive and negative aspects of the club, which worked pretty well to show the progression of the chronological orders. In fact, also the interviewees and the legends of the interviewees were narrative devices to help push the piece forward, and through the use of these, we used star vehicles, which is again a very common documentary convention. These were particularly useful in backing up our ideas and our views on the club, as the players and the staff themselves obviously are considered professionals, and thus the fans would associate and believe them more. We used the two-step flow theory in a similar fashion, using the interviews of the players to help promote our views, and what else was there? Another convention that we actually subverted was the use of mostly footage in the documentary, but obviously considering our piece was a retrospective look at Bournemouth's recent history, we couldn't have open access to a lot of the footage, and thus we depended heavily on stock footage or stills. So that was a subversion of one documentary convention.